Okay.
Hi, I'm Jen from Back Off My Books, and I have TK Rapp here with me, author of Being There, Mine to Lose, and Mine to Steal, and the upcoming, I was about to say new adult, but young adult, Finding Layla. And she has agreed to let me harass her. Hi.
Hello.
All
I'll
right.
change your voice. Hello. And then it comes out.
Well, we're going to change up the format a little. The questions I'm going to ask in the beginning are would you rather questions, and there's 3 of them that I'm going to try and get her with and see her reaction to.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You and Lisa.
Would you rather live next to a garbage dump or a cemetery?
A cemetery.
Okay, living with the ghosts.
Yeah.
As a woman, because you are one, would you rather have a really hairy back or really long, curly, exposed, no hairs, and no hair removal is allowed?
Oh, gosh. So gross. I'm thinking hairy back because at least I can hide it.
This is true. That's what I would probably go for too, especially since you can't.
I know. I'm like, curl it, braid it.
Would you rather have the bad habit for the rest of your life of licking your fingers excessively when you eat, or have the bad habit for the rest of your life of frequently scratching your butt?
Licking my fingers.
Girl, I don't have to go out to a restaurant.
Yeah, I can just eat at home and, like a cat.
Okay. Well, I'm going to jump into here. I wanted to talk about your book you have coming out next week on my birthday, I believe it is, the 13th.
Yeah.
My birthday present, I'm claiming it. Is Finding Layla, and it's a young adult. I loved it. For all of those out there, I got to read it early, and I fell in love. I actually had to take a break after I read it because there was a part in it that made me want to yell at you for a little bit. And so to avoid that, I gave 2 days off before I talked to you about it. But I loved it. And so I wanted to ask you some stuff regarding that. One being, you've switched with this book to a young adult, and your others before were more adult contemporary romances. And what made you decide to take that switch?
My mom and my sister have both read, I think 2 of the books, and they both kept saying, why don't you write young adult? And I was just like, no, I don't really feel like it. And it actually ended up changing when my youngest piece she's friends with a bunch of little boys, and I'm always telling my girls, I had guy friends growing up, and I'm always telling girls, be friends with guys. Guys make amazing friends. And, they're 11 and almost 13, and they're at that age where it's, they listen to me, but I know that's going to change. And I was like, well, okay, why don't I tell them without telling them? So I wrote this actually with them in mind. So that, and plus they've also begged me if they can read my books, and I said no. So this one I was like, okay, you can read it. And they were like, okay, yay. And it was just something, it's kind of my wish for them in a way. In a way, it's my wish for them. I mean, there were questions they had after reading it, and while reading it, how much of it was from my imagination and how much of it was based on things in my life or in theirs or in things I know. So I will say letting your kids read your book is a little unnerving when they start looking and picking it apart to see what's you.
Yeah.
Well, weird.
Well, along those lines of what, comes from your life and what comes from your imagination, what was your inspiration for Layla?
She's the kind of girl that I want my girls to be. There were times where she was coming off as whiny, or maybe not even whiny, but more weak. And I would have to go back and change that because I was like, she's not a damsel. She's strong. She can take care of herself. She doesn't need somebody to save her. And so I wanted her to be a strong person because I want my girls to be strong. so that was in my head a lot. My girls have actually, when they read it, they were like, "You do this, Mom. You do that." And I just kept rolling my eyes. I was like, "No." And then my husband started reading it just a couple of weeks ago, and he's like, "Whatever." He goes, "This is you." I was like, "It is not me." And he's like, "Please." He goes, "Layla, whatever." It's like,
Oh,
it's not me. But there were things. My sister and I were the only girls on our street growing up, so there were nothing but boys. So we were surrounded by boys, and that was in my head. We were tomboys, and so we were always outside playing, always with the guys. Playing footballs, building forts, doing all that stuff. So that was
not big
kind of
on the
my
dresses
stuff for
either, like
Layla.
Layla isn't.
Do I?
You weren't big on the dresses either, like Layla.
Um, I think I took that more from Gidget.
Oh.
She has never really been a dress person. Every once in a while she'll wear one, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you look beautiful. And then she's like, okay, done. I wore a dress. And Peace used to wear dresses all the time, and now she never does. So they, of course, when they read that, they were like, yeah, I don't like dresses either.
Okay. Well, when creating your boy army, the Barmy, how
Mhm.
much of them is based upon boys from your real life?
um, I think there are pieces of different friendships that I had. Some are even my female friends, in the way that
Okay.
they would act. But for whatever reason, I think one of the biggest things with the guys is how protective they are of Layla. They know that she can handle herself, but for whatever reason, she's just kind of like, I don't know. They don't want anybody to corrupt her. They don't want anybody to ruin her. And I had friends that, for whatever reason, they would do that to me. They would, kind of shield me, or oh, keep that away from her. It's like, I'm fine. I can handle things on my own. So I think there are different pieces of different friendships in all of the guys,
Okay.
and I didn't want any one of the guys. None of them are assholes. None of them are jerks. None of them are just that, I guess, typical guy. They're good guys, and they
Hmm.
all have different personalities, but overall they're just good people.
Okay, nice. Well, we're coming to a close here on the time, so I wanted to ask you one last question.
Okay.
And I would love to talk your ear off more, though. What can we expect next from you after this?
Uh, Working on a little secret project right now
Okay.
that I'll know at the end of the month how it's going to work out. And then I have a couple of other stories. I have a young adult that I have written out. I haven't really started writing yet. I've got it plotted out. And then I have two new adults. One of them that's been in my head for almost a year now. It pops up every single week, so I know it's a story I need to write. I haven't moved on it yet,
Okay.
and I don't know why. I don't know what's holding me back, but yeah.
All right. Well, wonderful. I can't wait to find out what those all are. Thank you for letting me pick your brain for this wonderful Thursday morning. And I can't wait for people to discover Layla.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.